Alright, welcome neighbors to Miracle Farm 1927 Homestead, and today we're getting ready for the tractor show. There's a tractor show and pool coming up this weekend. Went to it last year and it rained us out, but we did get to pool the next weekend. So anyway, hopefully looks like it's gonna be pretty clear this weekend, so we'll be able to do the show and the pool. But anyway, I gotta get this one ready. This tractor has been on the channel quite a bit, but I've never really talked about it. There's a video of us getting it running for the first time. But anyway, this is my 2640 John Deere, and I don't remember exactly what year we bought this tractor, but when we bought it, it was kind of a, we call it a basket case tractor, because there was not much of it. The transmission and the motor was there, and it was, you know, the main parts were together, but the hood and one of the front wheels and radiator and all that stuff, all the accessories were gone off of it, and didn't run, and so it was stuck. And Daddy got it unstuck, and we was going to do something with it, and I don't exactly remember what that was, and then he was just talking about selling the motor. Anyway, I finally figured out I wanted to keep it, and my dad used a tractor pull, and now I tractor pull with it, and so I wanted to start pulling, so I wanted to find me a pulling tractor, so this is what we had around. That was a pretty decent, make a pretty cool pulling tractor. So the 2640 is it's a 276 John Deere motor. So that's what it came with, factory, 70 horsepower factory, and so I thought it'd be a pretty stout pulling tractor. So like I said, you've seen it, but we've never really talked what we've done to it. Made a front weight rack the other day. I only went to one pull with my front weight rack, and then actually today and yesterday we made us a rear weight rack, which is pretty neat. We just kind of use the factory lift arms, and I got a support chain and stuff, and I got these 100-pound weights. I haven't been able to put suitcase weights on the back. I had some wheel weights I hung back here, and I got some wheelie bars somebody made. It was a guy we know, we work for, and he used to pull, and he had these laying around. I think he put them on a G, but I think we didn't change anything on them. We just figured out how to bolt them on this tractor. And power wise, so you can see right here is a Rusa Master. It's a rotary pump, and I've got it pretty well turned up. It's about as far as you can turn up a Rusa Master. What they have in them, they have this little it's a spring. They call it a spring, but it's a retainer for your rollers that work the pistons. So your little rollers, it's got a cam in there, and it these two rollers roll on it, and it squishes two pistons together. Is basically how it works. And there's a little spring in there, and everybody I always talked to when I started getting into this, everybody said, oh, if you there's little washers that keep you from moving your spring any. You tighten the spring down, there's little washers behind it, and we took all them washers out except one, and we thought, well, that'll give us enough fuel. And I think I pulled with it one time like that, I'm not sure, I don't exactly remember, and then that wasn't enough fuel for me, and I went in there again and I took the last washer out and run it like that, and it was a little bit more fuel, but it still wasn't enough fuel. So I read forums and all sorts of stuff, trying to learn from people, and somebody said in a forum, just if you want all the fuel you can get, just take that little spring out. So I did. That's what I done. I took a spring out of him. So that's the only way I've been able to get any fuel whatsoever out of this Roostermaster. I think you can get bigger piston Roostermasters. We haven't got to that yet, but anyway. And here I got a little turbo. It was just a turbo that was laying around. I cut a hole in the hood for the wastegate, and I got me like a up pipe off of Amazon, and I bolted my big stack to the hood. So it's pretty low boost. It runs about 10 pounds maybe. You know, we're figuring we got about 100 horsepower out of it. 100, maybe 110, something like that. I'm not 100% sure. We haven't hooked it to the dyno yet, but we're thinking we want to upgrade to a inline pump, a piston pump, but we haven't got the courage to do that yet. We're just still running this. So anyway, what we're doing today is we're going to change out these tires. I got actual cut tires, and we'll put them on there. Alright, we got the cut tires out of the shed, rolling this jack on the gravel, and cousin came. And gonna get these off. We don't run these because, oh, there's a thing there, my ring's there. We don't run these because they got center weights, and we run disc. Them cut tires are disc wheels, so that gives you more movable weight. And if you're going to do this swap, you have to get shorter. You gotta get shorter lug bolts. Those are, John Deere had 2 different lug bolts, so they ain't like $1 a piece or something. That ain't bad. So anyway, we're gonna get this one off. We'll be back.
All right, we're rolling the first cut tire in here. Josh, he's doing a fine job here. High, ain't it?
Yeah.
A little high.
I don't believe I'm going to be picking that one up. We're going to have to pick it up.
Lay it down a little bit.
Oh, see, y'all do it the easy way. Whoa.
Back up just a little bit.
Hold on, leave it right there for a second. Alright, jack it on up.
Alright, it's just like Johnny Cash's Cadillac. The holes don't line up.
Well, we had it on there. Maybe let it down and jack it back up.
Yeah.
You hungry?
You taking a movie of it?
Oh yeah. You hungry?
No, I had 2 barbecues while ago.
Did that get you one?
Huh?
Did you get one?
Huh?
Good.
Hold on.
It was good.
Let me twist it back.
It was real juicy, wasn't it?
Oh man, they got them started.
Started is a question.
I'll take pictures of you how to do it next time. That one's not cross-threaded, is it?
You don't think that maybe we ain't got something
Oh,
lined
you
up
got
just
it,
right.
That thing's that wheel's tight on the center. See how tight it's going up on the center.
Yeah.
First time I put it on, I didn't think we'd ever get it off.
Here's the cut tire on this size, 18.4. There's a regular tire on this, 16.9. So we'll get this one off and get that other one back. So these tires are pretty old. I dug these out of the weeds when I started pulling. My daddy actually cut those when he used to pull. Took a grinder with little, I'm not sure, it's like got bristles on it, like really hard bristles. That's how you do that. And he just took the grinder and you grind off that face, and then you grind off the top to make it sharp. I think I said these are a little bit, I don't know if I said this or not, these are a little bit too sharp. They got too much meat on them because you know, usually when you see like pulling tractors, they don't have a whole lot of tread on them. And the reason that is because when you're pulling up dirt as you're going, and that piles that dirt in front of the sled, and that doesn't help you much. But I mean, it really depends what your opinion is on that. I think these will do pretty good if I get this tractor heavy enough to where I'm not spinning as much going down the track. Usually, and I'm going up a gear. I'm not sure I think I'm making, like I said, about 100 horsepower maybe. So not a ton with this one yet. We might try to do something else to get a little bit more out of it. I've seen these tractors with the same motors. People have put pumps and different turbos and stuff on them, and you can get like 200 or 300 horsepower out of these engines stock, I'm pretty sure. So you could probably do something to make them even hotter than that, but I haven't really had that much courage to really get into it and try to pull out a lot of horsepower. It's just kind of, it does so good, it's so reliable, just around 100 horsepower. It's just so reliable at that. It's really hard for me to cut up a lot of RPMs and a lot of boost and whatever. Like I said, I'm running about 10 pounds of boost, and I'm running maximum of what that pump will give me anyway. So I had to change pumps, and I'm not 100% sure how to go about that. I've know people I can contact to kind of help me with that if I need to. But right now, for at least the next couple years, I'm just going to kind of work on other things besides the engine. I think I'm making pretty good horsepower as it is. You know, I'm pulling against around here. That's kind of my problem. There's not really a for this tractor, I don't really have a competition because most of the tractors around here were antiques. So there's a lot of antique pulling associations. There's not a lot of farm stock stuff, and this tractor, I can't put it in farm stock because I got hanging weights and cut tires, so it's not set up for like pulling around here. So anyway, I pull with Yak and Valley pullers, and they let you pull. It don't matter as long as you pay to hook, they'll let you pull. So I'm just out there having fun with this thing. But anyway, I'm running a higher gear. I think last year, if you've ever seen the video I done last year of this same pull, I run this thing, I've been running it, usually I run it in 4th gear, and it's an 8-speed, so I run it in 4th gear usually, and I think 4th gear is too low. I think 4th gear is around 4.5, 5 mile an hour, and so last year I wanted to try to get some more gear out of it, see how fast I could go. And it was before I turned up my RPMs. I'm wondering if it would take it now. but I tried 6th gear, and 6th gear was definitely too much. As soon as the weight come on me, I couldn't ever get the turbo to spool in 6th gear. So I think maybe now I could, because like I said, I got some more. I cut 500 more RPM. I'm turning around 3,100 RPM now, and I think maybe that would kind of take that. Maybe, I'm not sure. The sled that we pull is it's pretty heavy, so I'm not sure. But anyway, this pull I'm going to try 5th. I've never tried 5th. I was going to the last pull I went to, and before I pulled in 4th one time to make sure it was going to be good in 4th, and I was going to pull again in 5th, and it rained, so I didn't get a chance to pull in 5th. So I've never got to pull in 5th gear. So I'm hoping maybe 5th gear will be the sweet spot. I think 5th gear is around 7, 8 mile an hour. I think 6 is like 10 to 12 mile an hour. So I think 5th is about 7 to 8, and so I want to try 5th with more RPM than I did last time, and I hope it takes it. We always like to spin out, at the end of the track. We don't like to choke them, but I have choked it in 6th, so I'm gonna try 5th, and hopefully it'll do pretty good. I've got the other tractors. I'm going to go over there and show y'all in a minute what I've done to them. But anyway, that's all for this one. I got like I said, I got my weight rack. We got all the, I got my wheelie bars, my hitch tightened up. So she's all ready. This one's ready to load on the trailer and head to the pool. So I'm going to go over and show y'all what else we've got. So here is my 38 G model. So this tractor, the story about this tractor, this was my great grandpa's tractor, and back in, I'm not sure what year exactly it was, but anyway, this tractor got sold to a man down the road when my grandpa was younger, and this was the tractor my grandpa grew up on, and it got sold, and the man who bought it left it running on a trailer while he was hauling it, and it knocked the crankshaft out of it, and then another man bought it, and so when my dad was 13 or 14, they tracked it down. It was still in the neighborhood, so they tracked it down and bought it from the guy, and they rebuilt the motor, put 45 over pistons in it, and I think they just redone the crankshaft. I think it's the original crankshaft, and they said you can see the paint job that's on it. This isn't the correct logos. At the time, my dad didn't know better. He was, like I said, 13 or 14 when he bought this tractor. But you can see it's got a little damage to it. It's always been like that since Daddy bought it. But anyway, you can see this kind of paint job on it. They got it put back together, and the first thing they done with it was took it to the tractor pull, and they had to paint it. They painted it that morning. The pull was that night, and they painted it that morning. They painted it with a paintbrush, so that's why it's kind of got a rough paint job on it. But anyway, I asked Papa if he was going to paint it again for me with a paintbrush. That'd be neat. But anyway, this is the tractor that Papa is going to be pulling. So I don't know if, like I said, we got a video of this last year, this same pull, And me, my dad, and my grandpa all get to pull in this pool. And so this is the one he pulls. It's a pretty mean tractor. It's pretty stock. Besides having 35 or 45 over pistons, and then we got this Wicco. So I forgot the model number of these Wiccos, but if you find one of these, if you're a John Deere person, if you find one of these, get it, because these you're able to change it. See, we got a coil and everything. It's electric ignition. So you do away with the magnets, you just run a wire in there, and you energize the points. You just disconnect the, see, instead of your wire coming from your points, it just comes from your coil. That's why you can do it with the other style. I forgot what this is, the C. I'm pretty sure this is a C. I'm not 100% sure about that. I have to do some more research, or just ask my dad. I forgot. I knew what it was. I just forgot. Anyway, so we got this one hooked up with electric ignition, just because I don't have any good magnetos, and so we just put this one on, and this thing runs good with that. It wouldn't run that good with just the magneto. They're okay. The magnetos are okay, but I just love these. I just love electric ignition. It's just so much easier to kind of deal with. But anyway, so I got electric ignition, and then I got a. They put 45 over pistons in it. So in the stock class, she's pretty mean. We're gonna put. Last year we didn't put any weights on it, and it just, as soon as any weight come on the sled, it just spun out in first gear. So we're gonna put. It's already have these. They already put weight racks on it back in the day. So I'm just gonna. Since I bought weight, I didn't have weights last year, so I'm gonna put some weights on it, because he wants this thing to talk a little bit. And then I just got these weight bar, or not weight bar, wheelie bars, and then some sort of ring, homemade ring deal. And anyway, that's all I'm going to do this one. I'm not worried about this one too much. It run good. I cranked it up yesterday because it was in front of my tires for the other tractor, so I brought it down here so I could it would be ready to go. I got to pump up that tire, and that's about it. This one's usually pretty good to go. It runs strong. A good way to test these tractors. The old 2-cylinders, they're famous for they keep running. So you can I went down the road in high gear and held the brakes all the way down and just let her tack all the way down, and so you let it bog, and as long as it doesn't try to sputter or anything, you know she's pretty set in. I think I built this carburetor. This is I think that's the original carburetor off of it. We tried to. We were pretty sure this was the original one, because it's got the. This is the hand start. The hand starts had this type of choke on it, because the other ones would have had a place you could run the rod, and this one didn't have that. That's my little switch assembly and stuff, and my zip ties. It works really good. I mean, it's surprisingly how well this tractor runs with that ignition on it. But anyway, that's all for this one, because I'm not doing anything else to it. I'm going to load it on the trailer. It's already set up, run good. I test drove it yesterday just to make sure, because it's been sitting. It hasn't been sitting too long, but it sat outside for a little bit for Christmas, because we put Christmas lights on it, and so I wanted to make sure it was still going to run. And we're going to walk out here. So, other shed. So this right here, this is my 44 D model. And I was going to take this one to the show last year. I had it ready to go to the show, and I didn't take it because it rained us out for the show, and then we had to go back the next week for the pull. And so I didn't want to take this one because I wasn't planning on pulling this one anyway. This was just for the show. And but anyway, I'm actually planning on pulling this one this time. Because they're having a stock tractor pull, and so on Friday night, so we're going to be pulling this one without any, because it doesn't have any weights, so you can't have hanging weights in the stock tractor class. And anyway, I think it would be really cool to pull this one. And this tractor has been pulled many times before. It was they had all sorts of stuff. They used to get it down in the 5,000 pound class, so they took the fenders off, and I'm not all sure what they took off of it to get it down there in the 5,000 pound class. But anyway, I think it weighs around 6,000 right now. So we'll pull it in the 6,000 hopefully. And I think it'll be pretty cool. I'm not sure what gear to run in, because if you've never run a D model, it's got the gears, it's got a 3-speed. It's slow, slower, and slowest. So I think I'm going to run in slower, the second. I think people run them in third, and I've seen some stock tractors, D's, running third. And I think they usually choke. I'm not sure. This one runs pretty good. I've never put a load behind it, so just running around it runs pretty good. But I haven't, since we've got it running last time, I've never pulled anything with it. So I'm not sure how well it's going to run under a load. But it should be okay. I wasn't going to take this one because it's just so hard to get started. It's got that. It's just really hard to turn over, and if you don't get it started just in a little bit, it's not going to start. It's got to it's still got a magneto in it, and we've been in that magneto, and we've got it. It cranks. As long as it didn't rain the day before, it usually starts really good. But it's a workout. You're turning, with that flywheel, you're turning 504 cubic inches by hand. But anyway, this one's bone stock. They've never had the head off this one, actually. So since I think they got it in 1980, and the head had never been off of it. So anyway, I got to get it cleaned up. This one actually has some like kind of decent, almost decent paint under it, so I like to clean this one. But anyway, it'll be the only D there, I'm pretty sure. There might be a spoker or two, but I'll probably be the only D, and I'll definitely be the only D pulling, so that'll be cool. So anyway, besides our other G, our style G, it's not here, it's at the house. Besides it, that'll be that's all the pulling tractors here. And like I said, this one I gotta figure out some sort of wheelie bar. He had wheelie bars for it, and I can't find them anywhere, so I might have to figure something out for it. But besides that, I just gotta put gas in it and load it on the trailer. So anyway, thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all later.